Fruit is so unnecessary, all that excess sugar. I'm a huge proponent of raw foods and especially organic high quality fruit. And it's not because I'm addicted to sugar, maybe a little bit. But high quality fruit is a food group you have to include in decent amounts into your diet. They just have too many benefits not to do it. And they are designed for humans. So let's dive deep into fruits, nature's almost perfect food creation. Obviously, it's not the only food you should eat, because food only is not enough. But I will exactly explain to you in this video what actually is high quality food and why you have to eat more high quality food. But first, follow for more. This guy right here is a raw food and fruit enthusiast and expert. I've been doing raw fruits and veggies for almost 10 years now. In these 10 years, I tried so many different diets. I was raw, keto, high fat, high carb, balanced, all vegan. If you're interested to hear more about that story, stay tuned and I will talk about that more in future videos. Anyway, but I went always back to food. Why? Because every time I exclude them from my diet, my body craves fruit. I even did keto in summertime. Bad idea. My body craves food so much. It's crazy, especially in summertime. Nowadays, no experiments anymore. Food is a big staple of my diet and will not leave me anymore. It's a gift of nature and it completely makes sense, because when do most and the best fruits ripen? When it's warm, in summer. And every single client of mine has to include raw fruits and veggies into their diets. And when they do, their health gets better every single time. Now let's get what makes high quality fruit out of the way first. It's more than just how it looks in the supermarket. The variety matters. Each fruit variety has a different quality profile, e.g., taste, juiciness, shelf life. Old varieties often have a more intense flavor, while modern varieties are more robust, but sometimes less aromatic. How it's grown, organic versus conventional. Big difference. Organic methods rely on natural fertilizers and avoid synthetic pesticides. Soil quality and microclimate. Healthy soil promotes better taste and nutritional value. Altitude and sunlight. These affect sugar content and aroma compounds. When it's picked, timing is everything. Fruit picked too early can be bland or hard. Pick it too late and it's mushy. The best stuff is picked at just the right moment, especially if it's local. Transport and storage. Even the best fruit can go downhill if it's bumped around and stored badly. Cold storage helps, but if it travels across the world, it may lose some flavor on the way. Looks can be deceiving. Perfect shape and color might look great on camera, but don't always mean it tastes good. Sometimes the ugly fruit is the real gem. Smell and taste. If it smells amazing, it probably tastes amazing too. A strong natural aroma is a sign of freshness and ripeness. Sweetness, acidity, and aroma. A balanced flavor profile is ideal. Nutrients. High quality food isn't just tasty, it's packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. That depends on how and where it was grown. In season equals best season. Seasonal and local food usually tastes way better because it's fresher and picked when fully ripe. Out of season stuff often gets harvested early to survive shipping. Where it's from. Fruit from local farms and quality labels like organic, fair trade, local is a sign that it's been grown with care. You will have a hard time find food that ticks all the mentioned boxes, especially if you rely on supermarket fruit. So buy your fruit at least in organic shops. All these factors are important. Some are easier to obtain than others, but organic is number one. There is no way around if you want to have high quality fruit. Why? I already talked about how important and crucial organic food is. If you haven't watched my videos about food quality and pesticides, do it. Spoiler, more nutrients and you don't kill yourself with toxins. Another big one is ripeness of fruit, which I want to talk about next. Like I said, when fruit is picked, is important. If it's picked too early, it will have less nutrients, which means not as optimal as it could be for health and enjoyment. Obviously, harvest fruit when ripe on the tree is optimal, but unfortunately not possible in most cases. Let's talk about ripeness of fruit, and then I will also give you what to look for. Ripeness is a state in which a fruit has reached its full flavor, color, texture, and nutrient content. There are two main types of ripeness: harvest ripeness, technological ripeness. The fruit is ripe enough to be harvested, but may not yet be fully flavorful. Consumption ripeness, eating ripeness. The fruit tastes best, meaning it is fully developed in nutrient content, flavor, aroma, and texture. There are two types of fruits. Climacteric fruits continue to ripen after harvest. They undergo chemical and physical changes, often over several days. They develop aroma and become softer. The nutrient content may improve slightly, though it won't be the same as if it had ripened on the tree. Non-climacteric fruits, if harvested unripe, they won't get better. They remain hard, sour, or bland, and their nutrient content stays low. Only changes might be water loss, discoloration, or cell breakdown. They just rot, but do not truly ripen. What happens during ripening? Ripening is a biochemical process. Sugar content increases, fruit becomes sweeter, acid content decreases, less sour. Starch is converted into sugar, especially in bananas and mangoes. For example, pigments develop. Green turns red, yellow, or orange. Cell structure changes. Fruit becomes softer. Aromatic compounds develop. The typical fruit aroma. Nutrient content increases. How to recognize ripe fruits in general. Instead of just relying on color, these indicators are often better. Smell. Ripe fruits have a strong fragrance. Pressure test. Gently press. If it yields slightly, it's likely ripe. Weight. Ripe fruits are often heavier because they contain more juice. Sound test. For melons, for example, do they sound hollow or solid? Most climacteric fruits only ripen under certain conditions. If they are harvested too early, before reaching so-called physiological ripeness, they lack the biochemical foundation to ripen properly. They need a minimal level of ripeness on the tree to form the necessary enzymes, sugars, and cell structure for true post-ripening. If this threshold isn't reached, the flesh is often too unripe, too firm, tasteless, or remains bitter, even if the fruit looks ripe on the outside. But why is that? Ripening is a complex biochemical process. Starch turns into sugar. Chlorophyll breaks down. Aroma compounds form. Cell walls degrade, equals softness. Fruits harvested unripe often lack stored starch, aroma precursors, or developed enzymes, meaning the fruit may look ripe but not taste or feel ripe. In industrial fruit processing, certain substances or technologies are used to intentionally slow down, accelerate, or control ripening. This involves not only ethylene, but also coatings, chemical ripening agents, and atmospheric control. Example, artificial ripening with problematic substances. A peel, for example. What is it? A peel is a plant-based coating developed by US company Appeal Sciences, applied to fruits and vegetables to prevent water loss and oxidation. According to the manufacturer, it consists of lipid-like molecules derived from the remnants of plant oils, e.g. grape seeds or avocados. Purpose? Not directly for ripening, but to extend shelf life and delay ripening. This allows fruit to be harvested unripe and still be sold as ripe, even after weeks of transport. Is it problematic though? Some consumers and critics accuse appeal of lacking transparency. Full composition is not publicly disclosed. Residue cannot be washed off with water. The coating does not require labeling in many countries, even though it is potentially ingested. Unclear risk assessment for sensitive individuals. Where is it used? Mainly in the USA, Canada, and some European countries like Spain, Netherlands, Germany, on imported avocados, citrus fruits, mangoes, etc. Other methods of controlled ripening. Ethylene gas treatment. Natural ripening gas used in ripening chambers, e.g. for bananas, avocados, or mangoes. Standard in the industry, but relatively harmless since ethylene is also produced by plants themselves. Used in banana ripening facilities, at wholesalers, controlled atmosphere storage. Temperature, humidity, oxygen, and CO2 levels are adjusted to slow down ripening and store fruits for months. Here too, ripening is technically delayed, often with noticeable downsides in flavor. Why does this matter to consumers? What looks ripe is often the result of control, coating, or gas chambers, not natural ripeness. Artificially ripened fruit may look ripe but contain less aroma and nutrients, be hard to digest, contain residues, or be chemically treated. Transparency is often lacking. You often don't know whether a fruit was coated with the peel or not. In organic fruits, many of these methods are prohibited, but not all. Ethylene gas ripening allowed, but only for specific fruits, like organic bananas, kiwis, persimmons. It must be monitored and documented. Ethylene is considered a naturally occurring plant hormone, hence permitted. Appeal in similar substances like calcium carbide, ethylene blockers, or artificial aroma additives are prohibited. Organic products must not engage in consumer deception. Ripening must be traceable and natural. Many organic suppliers deliberately focus on seasonal local ripening instead of artificial ripening. GMOs are also banned in organic fruits, which brings us to the next topic: GMOs and seeds. What are GMOs? Genetically modified organisms are plants whose DNA has been deliberately altered in the lab. For example, to make them resistant to pests or pesticides, control or slow the ripening process, produce larger fruits with fewer seeds. Examples in fruits: papaya, e.g. in Hawaii, genetically modified to resist the ring spot virus. Melon and tomato, early attempts to extend shelf life. Banana and apple, e.g. Arctic apple, modified to prevent browning. Banned in European Union. Banned in organic products. Labeling required for conventional foods, but often bypassed in imports or processed products. So again, the industry is poisoning us. Seedless fruits and ripening. What's behind it? Seedless fruits are often the result of breeding, not always genetic engineering, e.g. through hybridization or hormone treatment. Sterile plants produce fruit but no viable seeds. Parthenocarpy, fruit formation without pollination, e.g. seedless grapes, bananas. Why is that relevant? Many seedless fruits are less aromatic, as seeds often play a role in natural ripening and aroma development. Seedless fruits often ripen poorly because hormone flow is altered, popular in mass production due to consumer convenience, but they are often more delicate and rely more heavily on post-treatment, e.g., coatings. Organic equals no GMOs, no synthetically seedless fruits. Seeded fruits are often a good indicator of more original varieties, better flavor, and natural ripening. Breeding versus genetic engineering. What's the difference? Breeding, conventional, a natural process humans have used for thousands of years. Plants with desired traits, e.g., sweeter fruits, fewer seeds, are selected and crossbred. Genetic changes happen slowly and within species boundaries. Examples: crossbreeding apple varieties for better shelf life, developing low-seed watermelons, breeding hardier tomatoes by selecting plants with thicker skin, allowed in organic farming, if no chemicals or artificial interference used. GMO, direct intervention in DNA in the lab. Genes are inserted, removed, or modified. Often includes genes from other species, e.g., bacteria gene in corn. Fast targeted modification, e.g., pest resistance, ripening control, higher yield. Are bred genetically modified or treated fruits healthy? Traditionally bred fruits, yes, generally healthy. Breeding changes certain traits, but stays within the natural scope. Nutrient content may vary by variety, e.g., old apple varieties often contain more polyphenols than modern ones. Breeding can even enhance health if varieties are developed to contain more vitamin C, for example, or antioxidants. What about GMOs? The currently approved GMO plants are considered safe for consumption, but safe doesn't always equal healthy. If we eat food, we want it to promote health. Otherwise, it's pointless. Long-term effects are unclear, as there are few solid long-term studies and many are industry-funded. Furthermore, GMO fruits have been designed to pair with pesticides like Roundup. I've already made a detailed video about pesticides. Check it out. Spoiler, they are all harmful to health. You think you're eating healthy food, but it's actually poisoning you. Isn't it perfect? Now you know exactly what to look for when buying fruit. The only question left: why is food so good for us? And why should you absolutely eat it? Whether you eat high carb or low carb, it can fit into both. You only have to know how. I've personally chosen high carb, at least for now. But this may vary depending on season and food availability. I recommend choosing a side if you want to optimize health, because carbs and fats as fuel can interfere with each other. It depends on your goals and which diet suits you best. But from my coaching experience, I see that people who eat either high carb or high fat often have better health outcomes than balanced eaters. But that's a topic for another video, if you're interested. So why is high quality food a must? Yeah, we all know food is healthy. Rich in essential nutrients, support heart health, reduces cancer risks, improves digestion, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, of course, those things are very important. But let me give you some facts most people don't know. Something new. Food talks to your microbiome. Certain fruits specifically feed beneficial gut bacteria. Example, apples and berries promote the production of short-chain fatty acids, which reduces inflammation. Deep red and blue fruits protect your brain. Anthocyanins are neuroprotective. In blueberries, dark grape, black currants, they can slow cognitive aging and boost learning. Fruit supports protein metabolism. Pineapple contains bromelain, a mix of enzymes that aid protein digestion and reduce inflammation. Can support muscle recovery post-exercise. Unripe bananas work differently than ripe ones. Green bananas contain resistant starch, a probiotic that keeps blood sugar stable. Ripe bananas provide more fast energy. Choose based on your needs. Some fruits contain natural enzymes that pre-digest dairy products. Kiwi, fig, and papaya contain proteases that break down milk proteins. Citrus fruits don't just work through vitamin C. Oranges and co contain many other active compounds, such as hesperidine, limonene, or nervirutine, which protect blood vessels, inhibit inflammation, have positive effects on fat metabolism. Fruit communicates with your genes. Certain phytonutrients, e.g. quercetin, resveratrol, activate or deactivate genes that are relevant for inflammation, aging, and even cancer. This is called a nutrigenomic effect, meaning food literally influences how your genes function. Fruit can repair your DNA. Some antioxidants in fruit, especially from berries, promote enzymes that repair DNA damage. This helps the body better cope with things like UV damage or environmental toxins. Berries act like natural blood thinners. Flavonoids like myristicin inhibit platelet aggregation, similar to aspirin but without side effects. Reduces risk of heart attack and strokes. An apple is not just an apple. Over 30,000 known apple varieties out there, with huge differences in polyphenols, sugar, acidity, and antioxidants. All varieties are often healthier because they contain more phytonutrients. Many modern varieties have been bred for sweetness, displacing nutrients. Cherries improve sleep. Cherries contain natural melatonin, a hormone that regulates the sleep-wake cycle, can naturally help with falling asleep. Fruit acid supports skin regeneration from the inside. Lemons, oranges, and pineapples contain natural fruit acids that promote collagen formation and skin renewal internally, already standard in cosmetics. One kiwi covers more than the daily requirement of vitamin C, especially the yellow kiwi. Contains up to 160 milligrams of vitamin C per fruit, more than twice that of an orange. It also supports iron absorption from plant-based foods. Fruit flesh is great, but many active compounds are in the peel. The highest concentration of antioxidants is often just under or in the peel. Examples: apples, pears, and plums. Skins are especially rich in polyphenols. If unsprayed organic, eat them with peel if possible. Watermelons help with muscle soreness. Contain L-citrulline, an amino acid that promotes nitric oxide production, better blood flow, faster recovery. Dragon fruit pitaya supports digestion and immune system. Dragon fruit is low in calories and high in fiber, and contains vitamin C, magnesium, and iron, and prebiotic compounds. These nutrients aid digestion, strengthen the immune system, and support healthy gut flora. Mango support eye health. Mangoes contain beta-carotene, which is converted into vitamin A and supports vision. Fruit produces protective substances depending on stress. When fruit is under stress, it produces more polyphenols as self-defense. This means fruit grown outdoors often has higher antioxidant levels. It can have antimicrobial effects, even against multi-resistant bacteria. Peel extracts of pomegranate, cranberry, olive, or citrus fruits have shown inhibitory effects on dangerous bacteria like MRSA or E. coli. These compounds, tannins, flavonoids, acids, are being studied as potential natural antibiotics. Some tropical fruits act like natural MAO inhibitors. Substances in passion fruit, mangoes, and cacao can inhibit enzymes in the brain that break down neurotransmitters, monoamine oxidase. This can have mood-enhancing effects, similar to a gentle antidepressant, not yet clinically approved, but promising in studies. Fruit seeds contain highly active substances. Seeds from apricots, apples, cherries contain amygdalin, which can be converted into hydrogen cyanide in the body. Amygdalin has been researched in cancer studies as a potential treatment approach. Fruit peels contain pectins that act like a protective film in the gut. Pectins bind water, toxins, and cholesterol and have prebiotic effects, especially high in citrus peels, but usually no longer present in peeled or processed products. Bananas generate electric currents. In the lab, researchers have shown that bananas produce measurable electric impulses during ripening. Just shows how much energy potential lies in fruit. And you can harness it for yourself. Fruit varieties that look ugly oftentimes contain more nutrients. The more wild type a fruit looks, the more original its genetics, e.g. small, irregular berries. Usually more bitter compounds, less sugar, more antioxidants. Commercially bred fruits look nice, but are most of the times low in nutrients. Wild varieties preserve knowledge about disease resistance. Wild or archaic fruit varieties contain natural resistance genes that modern varieties have often lost. Okay, nice. We are done. I think that's enough for this video. And now, follow for more.